Hey, it's Austin. In this video, I wanted to show you this turbo that we rebuilt. This is a Turbo Dynamics turbo. I've actually never heard of this company before, and it's kind of interesting because if you notice the tag, it says like Christ Church or something, which is kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, I'm making this video just to inform you that we can rebuild this turbo. A little bit about this turbo. It looked like it had, well, I didn't measure the inducer or the compressor wheel, but the turbine wheel was 58 millimeter on the inducer, which there is no turbine from Garrett that is that size. So the problem with this turbo build is that I can't get the turbine easily. So what I did do for this build is I just machined it to a GT35R turbine wheel. Now the compressor wheel, I didn't measure that, but most likely it's 58 millimeter to match the turbine side, or at least what it was. So the point is, like, we basically made this into something comparable to a GTX 3576, which has a 3076 compressor and 35R turbine. So yeah, this has a GT35R style cartridge, which actually takes the Garrett parts. So it takes, you know, the GT28R all the way to the 35R style cage, and a lot, you know, all the Garrett parts are interchangeable with it, from 25R all the way up to 35R, depending on the sizes, you know, like for turbine wheel and such. So it, you know, that just gave us the ability to be able to fix it. So I'm going to give you a little bit, a couple close-up shots of the machine work we did and just the overall quality of this turbo. So this does have a Garrett style TO4B compressor housing, which is interchangeable if you had the plate to make it work with the ball bearing series. And we actually do have those plates, by the way. So the thing that I didn't like about this turbo is the clearance is not right on the radius. You can see that. But, I mean, there's nothing I could do to fix it, because the issue is I could machine the compressor housing to move the cartridge up some, but then you'd put the second fin into the anti-surge area, and the other fin could get close, or will get close to entering the flared area. So really, it's just one of those situations where you just have to leave it. But sometimes I do run into that kind of stuff, but I do, if I could fix it, I'll fix it. But in this case, I was just afraid to. So here's like the part number. I think it would be an interesting plot twist if it said 666 as the part number, and really be an Antichrist turbo. So it is twin scroll, which is interesting because I know there's turbos out there that are twin scroll for the Subaru. I'm just not sure which models. So if you know which model it is, you can comment that below, because you would educate me on something that I don't know. So here's Ian's machine work for the turbine wheel. The great thing about this turbo is that you can actually grab it right here with the lathe chucks, and then as long as you line it up right, and as long as this was symmetrical, which it would be because it was one bore, then once you grab it with the lathe chucks, as long as the chucks were center, then you could machine it out. And then you could grab it on the other side with the lathe chucks on the inside and machine this out to finish it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on this particular model turbo, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, you could always subscribe to my channel and also watch other videos on how to rebuild turbos just like this one. I have one up for the GT3071R rebuild, but it's not in HD, so my goal is to make another video for the GT35R series in HD so you guys can see exactly how it works. So thanks for watching this video, and thank all you guys for subscribing, and I'll be sure to make as many videos as you guys want, as long as you enjoy watching them. As for this turbo, it now needs to go back home to its home in Dubai.